half of that back too. Oh, no, she has to whack us. Of course she did. All right. What's up, Roulette Fools? Brent with AOB, back with another strategy. All right, Rob found this one for me. It's from the Roulette Masters channel. It's called Star 32. Let's get underway, and I'll show you, and we'll talk about the payouts here a second. So basically, the layout is this. There's only one layout here. You got one unit on the 5, the 20, and the 32. Okay, those three numbers. Then on the corners surrounding that numbers, you have 5 units on the corners around them. Star, sure why it's called Star 32, because there's a 32. I'm not sure, but you got 5 units around it. All right, so it appears to me that this is going to be a decently high risk strategy, but let's give it a go. Let's see how it works out. Let me pull up the graph here. Okay, there we are. So we got a hit on the first one. Let's repeat. Let's take a look at the payouts on this. Okay, it's pretty crazy here. So the 2, 6, 8, and 4, the ones that are flanked on both sides by the corner, right? And the 17, 21, 23, 19, and then 29, 33, 35, 31. These all have 27 units profit, okay? 27 units profit. Now the corner ones, like the 1, 3, 9, 7, and then the 16, 18, 24, 22, those all have partial losses of 18 units, I believe. All right, 18 units. Yeah. And then, but these here in the middle, these 3 numbers here are super bangers at 153 units profit. Okay. So here is the progression strategy. If you get anything but a full loss, so just now we had a full loss, you martingale until you recover or get close to it. If you get a partial loss, you just flat bet. Like that's a partial loss, we're just flat betting. And ideally, I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to last long enough to either get one of these banger numbers is basically what you're trying to do. So let's see if we can do it. This scares me, but I wanted to show this because I know a lot of you like these high risk, high reward type systems. So let's see what we can do here. You have 12 numbers outside of the bang numbers. You have 12 numbers that return a nice profit of 18 units, or excuse me, 27 units. All right, there's another partial loss. So we're just going to keep flat betting. So you have 12 numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 in each dozen. These ones right here in the middle that return 27 units profit. You have 3 numbers that return super banger of 153. And then you have another 12, 1, 3, 9, 7. These on the corner, outside corners, you have another 12 that are partial losses of 18. Okay. So 15 covered, 15 profitable numbers. Let's just focus on the positive here. 15 profitable numbers. Let's see how this plays out. So far, not good. So I highly recommend you use a very, very low unit, as low as you, I used 10 cents. So 10 cent was my unit here. So we had 50 cents on the corners, right? So $2 per dozen on the corners. So 2, 4, 6 plus 10, 20, 30. So it was a $6.30 starting bet. And again, we're only martingaling on losses. And what we're really hoping is hit those banger numbers, those 3 rare banger numbers. But so far, we're not getting to them. And I'm trying to figure at what point am I going to pull the cord, right? At what point am I going to grab my parachute and go, okay, we're done here? And I'm not sure yet. So very interesting. This is 100%, 1000%. The disposable income of your disposable income of your disposable income of your ex-wife's disposable income. All right, that's now make that her necessary income. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I can't believe Rob sent it to me. Rob, I'm going to send you an invoice if this one takes me to the cleaner for putting this one in here. So let's see how this goes. It only takes a couple good hits though. So if we can get a couple good hits here, but I think obviously one good hit, and it's one of those things that as you go deeper and you're martingaling, you hit these banger numbers, you're going to get a real high profit. But you're only talking about 3 numbers. Oh my gosh. We're already down $77.40. All right, let's go. Let's talk about Bankroll here. Even with a 10-cent bet, I don't think I would play this thing with anything less. I don't think I'd play this thing with anything less. I mean, maybe $700, but I don't think I'd play it with less than $1,000. You can see here, we're already down $77.40. We got another $50 on the line here. We lose this, you know, we're down 130 just like that, 130. So realistically, $1,000, and I'm not sure how far I'm going to go with this. Let's just see how well it does. Let's cross our fingers. Not only would this not be my daily driver, I don't think this would be my yearly driver or decade driver. I think this is, you know, when I've had a little too much moonshine and a little bit of too much green, and yeah, and somehow this pops up on my screen. That's what this is. And then you go to bed, you forget all about it. Oh! It rolled out of the 20. We had it. Oh my gosh, we're at 228. We are at a $200 bet right now. We needed that one. We're at a $200 bet. I am about ready to pull the plug on this. In fact, I think I will pull the plug on this if we don't get a hit here and at least get something. Because just like that, we'll be at 10 losses and 1 win, and we will be down, you know, about $500, $430. We'll see if I'm willing to give this one more after this. All right, finally, amen. So that gives us a partial. That gets us back a little bit. Let's see. Oh, that 20 would have been amazing. Yeah, I you know, I can tell you right now, just off playing this isn't something I would play. I don't see me playing this ever again. But if you can go with go to ARS or go with 1 penny bets for fun, I could see that. But you could see even 10 cents has gotten incredibly expensive. So I am crossing my fingers. There's just so many numbers in here that are wax. No. You know, I'm going to go for it. Here we go. We're up to a $400 bet. This is painful. This is very painful. So I think what we'll do is we're at 8 minutes up there, and we're down already 343 with a $400 bet online. We're about ready to be down $746 if we lose this. 747 exactly. $747 if we lose this one. Let's hope for a banger. All right. This one officially 1,000,000% sucks. Rob, I am sending you 100% an invoice for this because that was terrible vetting on your part to give this to me. All right. I'm going to put you guys on pause, and I'm going to go get some bankroll, and we're going to come back and get this back the old-fashioned way. We're going to earn it. All right. I'll be back. All right, we're back. I loaded up some money. Let's start out with Centipede 1. Brought in reinforcements. I brought in an extra $5,000. Let's see if we can get this back. I don't need the 5,000, but I don't want to take that long to grind it back. Let's see if we can get this back. A little bit of rush. Going to take some more risks. And we're down $747 in a real hurry. We went 2 wins and 11 losses. Oof. Yeah, I would definitely stay away from that one. I would definitely stay away from that one. So we're going to get a couple warm-up spins here. We're doing Centipede 1 for the French table, okay? So Centipede 1 is 9th Street system covering the 1st Street through the 25th Street, the 25th Street, not the 25th Street, the 25th Street. So in order to take advantage of the French Le Partage table, which gives us 50% back of these outside bets, Manqué is low, 1 through 18. Basically what we're doing is we're covering all of them, and we make sure that the unit, these are $6 per street, okay? And the reason why is you want an amount per street that's easily divisible by 3. In this case, 2, 2, 2, right? And the reason for that is that way we can cover the first 6 streets up here on Manqué, and that will get 50% back if it hits 0. And that's basically that's covering 6 streets at $6 streets. So we got $36. Then we have these 2 streets, $6. That's 8th Street. We have one more street to cover, which are 3 numbers. So we're going to put $2 on each of these 2 streets. We're going to forego the 25, which would normally be covered if we put $6 here. And we're going to put that $2 on the 0. The $2 hits, we win the 18 here, plus we get half back on here, which is 36, which is another 18. We basically double what we win. So instead of winning $18, we win $36. Okay. So we're just going to get kind of a couple warmed up here. We're going to modulate, and I restarted the timer. We're at 2 minutes and 23 seconds. I'm going to see if I can get us there in about 12 minutes. Fingers crossed, which means we're going to have to do some pretty big bets, some decent sized bets, and kind of hope and pray that we don't get waxed. Let's see if we can make a clean pass through this. Ooh, I'm still recovering from that star 32. Now, Rob told me I got extremely unlucky on it, but I think I'd like to think that actually that's probably par for the course on that one. Roulette Master, there you go, golf reference. All right, we're going to kind of go in big here. I'm going to double it up. We're going to go in for $600 here. This would give us, because we're doing 120, basically, essentially, we're doing $120 double streets for 5 double streets. That's what this is. This is Gladiator, however. So instead of covering 30 numbers, we're covering 29 numbers. And because we're covering one less number, it makes these 2 and 3 banger numbers, and the 0 a really good banger number, because we also get half back on the passe line. All right, there we go. So there's 120 profit back. Okay. Now I'm going to modulate. I'm not going to keep it up that high. We're going to go back down to base bet here, which is $75 for Gladiator. And if I had a little more time, we did it on the live stream today. By the way, today we had the second live stream in a row where we played musical strats, which is going down the line. Plus we played other stuff. Absolutely crushed it. We made $1,000 on the past 2 live streams, and not really trying that hard, just going through our systems, playing it. Martingaling when necessary, but I love the musical strats because you line them up. You're going from high coverage down to low coverage, but we were 1 away from that 0, which is kind of good, because if we hit the 0 after I lowered the bet down, that would kind of gutted me. All right, let's modulate it up a little bit to $300. We'll just kind of pulse back and forth between 300, 600, 75. We'll switch over to 5 double street, which is a $60 bet instead of 75. We cover 30 numbers instead of 29. So the 2 and 3, even though it's covered on the French 5 double streets, those don't become banger numbers because we have that extra number, but we're also covering the 9 in that case. We had that 1 extra number coverage, which sometimes when you hit it, you're like, I wish I would have covered it. So it makes sense. Sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes you go, nah, it doesn't make any sense. All right, but so far we're doing really well. All right, there we go. 480 down. Where are we at? We're at 5 minutes. What else do I got in here? Okay, we're going to stay there. Let's go. Let's see if we can grab another win. We're going to modulate down. We'll win a couple here. And then we're going to go, pretty much going to go pretty deep into our reserve bench here and pull out all the stops. We got 480. If we went back to that $600 bet, it would take us 4 spins to win that, because remember, that's $120 profit per spin, unless, of course, we hit a 0, 2, or 3. Those are bangers. All right, they pay 3 times as much. There's a 36, so she's doing well. All right, here we go, gang. Let's go. All right, we're going in at $600 again. This is 120. This would be $120 profit if we hit this. If we hit the 2 and 3, that pays 3 times as much. It would be nice. That's $360 profit. If we hit the 0, we get $360 plus we get half back of what's on this pass line. And if you look closely here, like, can I change the camera angle? If you look here at the pass line, we've got what, 350 there? So we get half of that back too. Oh, no, she has to whack us. Of course she did. All right. I'm going in with $2,400. We're going large and in charge. We're going to double, 4X. Man alive. Let's see if we can get this back. And this is kind of the risk, right? I mean, not kind of. This is a big risk. When you want to play hard and fast and get your money back fast, it's a huge risk. And I suggest you don't do it. I want to do it for the stream. And I've been doing really well. So I have a certain amount of budget set aside for this type of play. I'm calling it controlled chaos, right? So, but if you really want to do this right, you don't think about how much you have to recover. You go back just to your base bets. Oh, yes! We got the banger right there. Holy moly, look at that banger. 1,095 in profits. Let's fucking go. Oh my gosh, we needed that one. This was the perfect time to hit it. Sometimes you just got to have cojones. Sometimes you got to go in, but I still stand by it. If you play this way, fast and furious like this, you're gonna get rinsed. So even though we got bailed out right here with this amazing banger, don't do it. Slow and steady. Forget about what you lost. Go back to your bankroll. Figure out your progressions. Keep your sessions short to 15-ish minutes or so, and just get it back. You'll get it back faster than if you try to do what I was just doing, which are big bets, then you lose. Then you got to do even bigger bets to try to recover. Sometimes you do, but oftentimes that's when you're going to get nailed. We got very, very lucky there, and we got banger, and good thing, because the 6 would have been a loss for us. So we got out. We hit it just in time. 6 would have been devastating for us on that particular bet strategy. All right, we recover. Star 32 sank us. We came back in, and in 8 minutes, not only we recover everything, we went up almost $1,100. This was a good day. All right. Lesson learned. Number 1, be careful of these really high risk strategies. If you're going to play them for fun, put them as low of a starting unit bet as that you possibly can. Know what you're getting into. I knew what I was getting into. I was just giving Rob a hard time. I knew that was going to be a very high risk strategy. I said at the beginning, I was very doubtful that was going to pay off, but we came one little spin away from hitting that 20, which could have changed the whole thing. But more often than not, I'm going to have to give that one a thumbs down. I think if you play that, you're going to get rinsed more often than not. All right, that's it for today. Remember, it's okay to lose as long as you win the big ones, right? And today we did win the big ones, and we won it in a big way. All right, let's go. Be good humans. Us against the casino always. Expect it, accept it. All right, and please, I hope you're playing with disposable income. Don't play with money you need or you can't afford to lose or you don't expect to lose. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers.